let's stick on spring football. Who are the alphas on this defense? And I think that is a great question, Sip, because you lose Nash Hutmacher, you lose Ty Robinson, you lose Jamori Butler.
Those were alphas, by the way.
And to an extent, Tommy Hill, when he was going, was an alpha.
Yep. Yeah.
When he was going.
You'll have to sell that to me a little harder.
Well, the beginning of the year, Tommy Hill, that had the pick six on NBC national television, that at that moment, you're like, they're back.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the time. I mean, that was an alpha that made that play.
It was an alpha move. I'm talking about a broader range in the discussion. Guys that are everyday guys that bring other guys along. I'm not sure you could sell me that Tommy Hill was that guy.
Deshaun McCullough, I think, as a newcomer, as a veteran, could assert himself in that type of role.
Yes, I think he could. I would go more toward guys who have been in the program and maybe even someone as young as Vincent Shavers or as young as Willis McGahee. Those are the guys I think of, although not first. The guy I thought of first, Sean, is Cam Lenhart.
Cam Lenhart. What about Riley?
Lenhart.
What about Riley Van Poppel? Can he grow into that role?
Yeah, or he could be in that role. That's definitely a name I'd consider. Cam Lenhart is definitely. I think Javin Wright. I mean, he's a 6-year guy, right? Javin. He's a 6-year guy. He should be that guy. In the back end, it's got to be Deshaun Singleton, Sierra Wright, Marquise Buford. They should be guys, and I think they are, by the way, that bring guys along every day. And then what, Sean? On Saturdays, what do they do? Make plays.
Marquise Watson Trent, too. You know,
yeah. It's interesting you pick these new guys. Have they been here long enough to
Well, Marquise Watson Trent would have as many, he would rank like number 2 on the all-time Nebraska tackle list. So his production and play as the Sun Belt Player of the Year, that's alpha. You've seen Sun Belt. They have guys like.
Oh, I think me and you have a different definition of alpha. I'm not just talking about guys that make plays. I'm talking about guys that are locker room guys that bring other guys.
Deshaun
along.
Singleton's a no-brainer as an alpha. Marquise Buford.
Yeah, I think Buford is.
Hartzog. I mean, the secondary definitely has veterans.
I'm not talking about who are your playmakers. I'm talking about who are your leaders and playmakers and just high-level intangible guys.
The captain discussion, even though because they don't really elect captains. I mean, and I don't even know if they did it at the end of the year this year.
You could come back at me, by the way, with newcomers and say, what, you don't think Jamal Banks was that guy? You don't think Jamal Banks was an alpha? Yeah, he was an alpha. He was a new guy that was an alpha. So maybe you're right. Maybe one of those
guys
is
going to be an alpha on offense.
I hope so.
I know so.
Yeah, I hope so.
From what I've heard.
Yeah, you want him to be. But on offense, it's more of a quarterback discussion.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the quarterback.
I mean, I think you almost like Big Ten Media Days. I think you have to bring Dylan Raiola to Vegas.
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
I mean, that's what if you're trying to promote your program, like he's a guy that should be there.
Can I just put it this way? If he's not in Vegas, it's sort of a red flag to me. Why would you not bring him? He's your returning starter. He's handled media already. He can do it.
Emmett Johnson and Dylan Raiola probably would be in Vegas on offense.
How about bringing Heinrich?
Come on. No, I mean, you can only bring 2. You're starting running back and you're starting quarterback that are proven. Like, you're not bringing Heinrich Harburg to Big Ten Media Days. Like, I'm not disrespecting him, but he hasn't done enough at that position.
I think you're disrespecting him and me.
No,
you're right. It's probably Emmett. Could I sell you on any offensive lineman?
Well, let's look at I'm looking at my roster here to make sure I don't overthink anybody, but you can't really bring like Rocco Spindler, and you can't bring, Lutoski and Justin Evans. I just don't know if they do enough. But on defense, if you're like looking at like I think you might have to go secondary. I'd go Deshaun Singleton.
Okay, or Sierra Wright.
Yeah.
How about Sierra Wright? Because you're taking him to the West Coast, where that's his.
So you're 3, because it's usually 3 guys.
3 guys.
You're going to bring Dylan Raiola, Emmett Johnson, and Sierra Wright.
I'd look for 2 defenders and Dylan. Is there another defender I could sell you on?
Well, you got Marquise Buford.
Javin Wright. I'm taking Javin Wright.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm taking Javin Wright
As long as he's healthy and goes through spring ball.
Javin Wright, Sierra Wright.
Not Singleton, huh?
No. And then Dylan. That's who I'm taking. But it doesn't. All those guys would be fine.
I'd be surprised.
We don't need to.
I would be surprised if Emmett's not there.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you could take Emmett.
But like guys, some of the newcomer, they won't take a newcomer more than likely.
You got Vegas on your mind. You're looking forward to this trip, aren't you?
I am.
What steakhouse we going to?
God, what's the name? Golden Steer.
In the movie Casino.
Yeah, it's
prominent in the movie Casino.
It's a legendary Las Vegas spot.
I think, yeah, those are the guys who are the alphas on defense? It's a huge question. This defense needs them. And the fact is we're asking the question not knowing, which is a little concerning, right? You've gone into seasons, a lot of them, where you could name the alphas right now.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them.
Well, they had so much upper level management on this roster last year.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, they did.
Guys that worked at the bank for 40 years.
Right.
And they lost all. I mean, think about it. All those guys were old. I mean, they were been there.
Oh, I mean, Ty,
John Bullock.
Yeah.
Robinson, Nash,
Yeah.
Jamori.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Gifford.
Gifford.
I mean, upper level bank management.
Yeah. That's for sure.